So one of the questions that we get asked all the time is somebody will come to us and say, I've got really awesome gear. How do I make it better? And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Tyson Rabany at the Quality Audio Video Showroom in Centennial, Colorado. We have a world-class facility here, and I have a world-class person I'd like to introduce you to today. This is Isaac with AudioQuest. He is the ambassador for their brand. Thank you so much for being here, man. I'm really excited to have you.
Thanks, Tyson. I appreciate you inviting me out today to talk about a couple of cool things, including one of our favorite mutual topics, right? How do we get the most performance available out of the components that people already have?
Yeah, they've already invested into something that they found that they loved. And now we're going to talk about how to make that even better.
Absolutely. We live in an amazing era. We have more amazing, affordable gear than ever before, but we're also contaminating all of our favorite audio and video signals with RF, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, all of these things, right, get into that gear. And Niagra, designed by our Senior Director of Engineering, Garth Powell, is one of the lines and the series of technologies that allows us to get the most out of those loudspeakers, distributed audio system, even the network that allows all of that communication to happen in a home.
Isn't that interesting, right? So we're talking about a setup that somebody might have that they love, and now we're actually pulling back away from that for a second and thinking about the environment and the contamination of all the wireless signals that exist around that environment. And now you're alluding, I think, to, right, how the product, in this case, the Niagra, is going to reject the interference. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. There are a series of technologies that allow us to do things like reject, reduce, minimize, and even send away some of that noise. All right, so our patented ground noise dissipation, we have 3 banks of ground noise dissipation in our brand new Niagra 3000. It's the least expensive Niagra to incorporate all of the patented flagship technologies that we've innovated at AudioQuest. So things like ground noise dissipation, 3 banks of it. Also, our transient power correction, which is something I get a lot of questions about. I think a lot of your customers have amplifiers that they like a lot already.
That's right. Yep.
This is going to help us to get the most out of it. When you think about the way that a car makes power, it's not just the fuel that you put into the gas tank, right? The fuel is there to combust with air, and so it's really that fuel-air mixture, right, that powers our car. And when you think about all of your amplifiers and the things that drive your system, even powerful subwoofers, we often think about electricity or even current, amps, as the stuff that these components like to drink to be powerful. But that's only half of the equation, much in the same way as fuel is only part of the equation in your car. So just like a turbocharger or a supercharger helps to get more air into that combustion chamber to make the most power out of the available fuel, so too will transient power correction on Niagra help your amplifiers to make the most power all the time. And this isn't about loudness, right? This is about delicacy. This is about palpability, that ability to close your eyes and pretend for just a moment that you might be somewhere else other than in your room.
Yeah.
And it's that effortlessness. It's that you push the gas and you go that we're trying to get out of it, not about top speed. So this is how we can get the most performance out of many of your clients' existing audio, video, and control systems.
So would you say that if someone is on the journey where they're starting to look through the different ways to improve the existing gear, would you say to start with power?
I think power is fundamental in the same way that building your house on a strong foundation is fundamental. It's not the sexiest thing right up front, but it will give you the ability to expand further and further into your goals, while, again, giving you all the performance that you paid for as soon as you invest in something like this. So whether it's a music system, or it's a whole rack, an AV system, control, automation, networking, Niagra can serve as the foundation, help to pull noise and distortion out of it, while also supercharging the performance of your amplifiers.
Yeah, no, that's a really good perspective, right? So I think a lot of people that are aware of AudioQuest or Niagra or that are just learning about it, right? I think a lot of people tend to associate it with listening rooms or two-channel stereo systems, that sort of thing. But you were actually saying a second ago that maybe this has a real place in a smart home automation system or a commercial automation system as the foundation of power in that equipment rack.
So if we think about what I now think of as sort of the nervous system of a home, which is the wireless network, right? How we communicate all of that information back and forth. We often lose sight of how the network is operating because we're focused on total download speed, right, from our internet service provider. So
right.
You can relate to this, and how many conversations have you and I had with our clients over the decades about, well, it isn't just about how fast your download speed is, we need throughput on the network, etc. Well, ground noise dissipation helps to reduce the noise being induced into that wireless access point and then the wireless controller. So while you're not going to increase the total download speed of your home, what you will do is reduce the interference in the network, thus speeding up protocols and communications inside the network. It will give the sensation that you're getting a faster download speed because there's not as much error correction in the network trying to get that information.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I really appreciate you coming by and briefly talking about that because that is a topic that comes up all the time. This is something that people are thinking about regularly. And I hope that some of the ideas that we were talking about today help get the conversation started. So I encourage you to leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. Are you building a system? Are you trying to enhance the existing system? Let us know where you're at in the process. Again, I'm Tyson Rabany with Quality Audio Video in Centennial, Colorado. If you want some more information about AudioQuest, jump over to audioquest.com. Or if you want to experience Niagra firsthand and you're local here in Colorado, come by and check it out. We'll see you then.